Hello and welcome to my alternative channel, my alternate channel, anti-war, and we have Stella Artois, introduced in 1926 as a Christmas special, now sold year-round all around the world, bottles and cans and on draft. Artois Star, named after the Artois family who took over the brewery in Belgium. And the brewery was founded in 1366. When Belgium was part of what was called the Netherlands, which was part of the Holy Roman Empire, the First Reich. Premium lager beer, La Bière Fin Deluxe, the Fine Deluxe beer. And this is an 11.2 ounce bottle. Boo, boo. Best before next year. So we got a good date. Great date. Great date. And this is brewed in the United States under the strict supervision of the brewmasters from Brewed, Belgium for uncompromising quality. Well, it makes sense because they're brewing it at Anheuser-Busch breweries, and Anheuser-Busch is owned by InBev, who owns Stella Artois. And they already brewed Beck's in the United States. Now Stella Artois, St. Pauli girl, Presidente from the Dominican Republic, and a bunch of others, I imagine. All right, anyway, USA. Cheers to the USA. Smoke. Water, barley malt, hops, and yeast. No rice, no corn. Now, I remember years ago on the Stella Artois website, they used to say they used cornflakes. Then they went to all malt. Oh, well, no big deal. Some people prefer the all malt. I do, personally. Here's the gold. I don't mind the corn or rice, though. Here's the gold. Gold appearance. Thin white head. Bubbly. Okay, now, you're going to pay a lot for this thing. They got it. Usually they seem to have it priced slightly higher than Heineken, which is the all malt lager from the next door neighbor, the Netherlands, the Kingdom of the Netherlands. Heineken, now remember, Belgium used to be part of the Netherlands, but they seceded in the 1830s. There was a war. Not a civil war, it was a war of secession. They weren't trying to take over the government. They were just trying to get away from the government. Get their own king. And Luxembourg was also part of the Netherlands. So the Netherlands used to be three countries: the Netherlands, Belgium, and Luxembourg. And Luxembourg was also part of the German Confederation. So it's complicated, I know. But then Belgium broke away, and then Luxembourg became independent in 1890 because the king of the Netherlands died and a queen took over. But Luxembourg did not allow women to be rulers, so they had to get a new ruler by the law. So automatically, upon the death and the ascension of the Queen of the Netherlands, Luxembourg became its own grand duchy and was no longer connected to the crown of the Netherlands. It became an entirely separate entity. All right. Unlike Canada and England today, remember, Canada and England have their own governments, of course, but they have the same monarch, Queen Elizabeth II, which goes back to when Canada was actually a colony. All right. It smells pungent a little bit, but everything's mild, a little bit pungent, but everything's mild. It's mostly just grain cracker in the nose, soda cracker. The taste is grain. Very pleasant grain, but it's very simple, basic, nice, clean. Now you can understand why this is a popular beer in the world. You could say, oh, it's all marketing. It's all marketing. People don't know what they're drinking. They probably hate it. They watch the television commercials and see all the internet ads and radio ads. magazine ads. No, I don't think so. Is that a part of it? Of course, it's a part of it. But people like it. They like the flavor of it. Now, is it overpriced? Well, I mean, yeah. But, and no, yes and no. Yes, it's not worth the price they charge, but even though it's very nice, I give it an A, 93 out of 100. The problem is that it's not overpriced because people are willing to buy it. They're willing to pay that for, you know, kind of ordinary, I mean, exceptional beer. I'm not saying it's not, you know, outstanding beer, but it's ordinary in the sense that, well, there's a lot of beers like this. They're all in the A range. They're all clean, crisp, enjoyable, mellow, mild, low in broy, Staropramen, Pilsner Urquell, Stella Artois, Carlsberg, Heineken, Golden Pheasant, Tuborg, and the list goes on. So, I mean, you might be able to do a big taste challenge tournament and somehow determine that one of those is better than the rest. Probably Pilsner Urquell, but it is Pilsner Urquell, I guess. I think, but overall, it'd just be so close, you know. So why not just shop price? Now, you're not going to save much because they're all around the same price. But you might find one on a special for $8.99, like my friend David did. Found this 6-pack for $8.99, and with the JB inflation, that's a great deal. Years ago, it wasn't a good deal, but now it is. Okay. But to run all over town trying to save 50 cents or $1, you know, it wouldn't make any sense. But Carl's, and then you got all these great Pilsners, Radeberger, Bitburger. Already said Pilsner Urquell. Flensburg, but that's much more expensive. So that doesn't even qualify because as good as it is, it's not worth the price these stores want. Hofbräu, another great one. You might find that $10.99. Is that a good deal? No. You might find it for $9.99. That's a better deal. But it's the same. Like I say, the same. Spaten, another great one. But it's just a whole collection of great beers at the top. You know, people get on the internet doing reviews like it's some, like, oh, they found a treasure. Oh, look what I found. It's not a treasure. It's just that there are that many good beers on the shelves. There are that many good beers on the shelves. It's not rare. It's not a rarity. The rarity is the bad ones, not the good ones, the bad ones. That's probably always the case, even before the craft beer revolution. Wine, same story. They're all good. Liquor, gin, rum, brandy, tequila, bourbon, Canadian whiskey, Scotch whiskey, single malt Scotch whiskey, brandy, cognac brandy, you know, they're all good. I mean, there are exceptions, but they're rare. Even the exceptions are not that bad. It's just comparatively they're bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, compared to all the rest, it's kind of bad. But your chances of finding a bad one are low. We did I'll give you a perfect example. Today, we were doing a pre-mixed beer margarita, a flavored malt beverage, technically a flavored ale, legally a flavored ale, but in reality, it's a ready-to-drink canned cocktail with a beer base called Cayman Jack Margarita, very popular product these days. And we were drinking it. And my friend David liked it, but he said, it just tastes like a margarita mix. And it shocked me because I had never thought of it along those lines. He said, it tastes like a margarita mix. Like it needs the tequila added to it. I said, wow. So I grabbed a bottle of tequila. El Toro. value price product, been on the market since 1959. Nothing remarkable. Although I found it remarkable that Mathern's had liter bottles for $4.99. That was remarkable. $4.99 yesterday. I was tempted to buy it, but I don't need it because I got almost a full bottle of the El Toro Silver that I paid $8.99 for. But so we added some to each glass. Changed the whole product. Amazing. Now, you say, well, that's a mixer. That tequila's a mixer, fool. I mean, that's what it's designed for. Sure, I agree. It worked to perfection, though. You see what I'm saying? It worked to perfection. All of these companies, and there are many, make their basic mixer tequilas. Or it could be rum, like I say, vodka, whatever genre you want to pick. And they'll all be like perfect, you know what I'm saying? For what we did. Now, sipping them neat at room temperature, okay, well, you may run into some questionable things. But I don't run into too many. Ever. Usually the worst you'll say about those kind of products is they kind of bland. You know, it's just like, well, it's kind of bland. But it's not bad. It's a little bland. But the El Toro actually was actually not bland. That's the thing. It wasn't bland. It actually had character. It took what we were enjoying and brought it to a level that was like unbelievable. So it was amazing. So then David was excited then. He was like, well, next we could take the watermelon flavored, which is made with real watermelon juice. We could add a good tequila. He wanted to add a good tequila. I wouldn't recommend that. He doesn't really drink tequila. So if he adds one of his good tequilas, he ain't wasting any money because he ain't going to drink it anyway. So to that thing, I said, yes, great idea. So maybe next week we'll do that. That'll be exciting. Stella Artois. Any flaws? I mean, it tastes like it always tastes. Has it lost anything coming to America? I don't see it. Now, I didn't see it with the Becks or the St. Pauli Girl or all these other ones. Other people say, oh, no, it's terrible. No, terrible. But they might have a better ability of tasting than I do. I don't claim to have any great ability. So I'm just saying I didn't see it. Or I don't see it. Now, Spaten is going to be American brewed. I'm wondering if they're going to do the Optimator. Makes you wonder, huh? But I'm talking about making the Optimator in America instead of Munich. That's a great product, but it's filling. Ooh, 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 ooh. One of the world's great beers, though. Is this one of the world's great beers? I mean, it's great in the sense that it's all over the world and it's super popular and it's a major force in the world. As far as flavor and enjoyment, I mean, it's not one of the world's great beers, but it is very enjoyable. If I was in China, let's say I went to the Republic of China and I was in Taipei and they said, would you like a beer? We have Stella Artois on draft. Well, if they had it on draft or in a bottle or a can, and I was in Taipei in the Republic of China, yeah, I would try it and it'd probably be good. And if I was in the Philippines or India or Mozambique or Gibraltar in Europe or, French Guyana in South America and they had Stella Artois or Mexico, I'm sure it would be fine. I wouldn't be sitting there thinking, oh, I can't believe it. I'm so amazed. But I would be thinking, man, I'm really enjoying it. So there we go. The legend Stella Artois. Green bottle. It's skunked. It's skunked. No, wasn't skunked at all. My only complaint is the bottle's too small. It's 11.2 ounces. You say, well, that's the European model. All their bottles are 330, the regular bottles. That's true. This is from New York. So it should be 12. And that's a lousy argument anyway, because the Spaten and the Spaten Optimator, yes, which came from Munich, was always 12-ounce bottles. Not 11.2, 12 for the U.S. market. It can be done. It is done, and I want it to be done. All right, so anyway, well, I drank the 16 ounces of the Cosell this morning, so I gained 4 ounces on that, and I lost 0.8 ounces on this, so I didn't do too bad on the trade-off. Plus, this was given to me. Thank you, David. All right, so the great Stella Artois, keep up the good work. Anheuser-Busch InBev Empire Brewing Company. And y'all come back, you hear? And we are anti-war. This is the anti-war channel.